being triggered emotionally. What's going on from a neuroscience point of view when you have conflict? When you have criticism, defensiveness, contempt, feelings of superiority, and stonewalling, which is emotional flooding and shutting down. If you have any of these signs, it means that your relationship is in trouble, because these are 4 signs. They're called the 4 horsemen because they're signs that the end is near, the end of your relationship. What happens when you're experiencing conflict with your partner, or maybe when you're not experiencing conflict and you're getting triggered emotionally in a negative way? What happens is the next time that you get triggered in the same way or a slightly different way, there's a part of your brain that picks up patterns. It's called the RAS, the reticular activating system, that picks up on the slightest pattern. So when I say slightly different way, your brain actually notices all the similar ways that this conflict was to the last conflict. And if you've had an emotional reaction, you've been triggered emotionally, it's going to pair that emotional reaction with that conflict. And so what you notice is that over time, when you're feeling that this conflict, this argument, this interaction with your partner is similar, and you can see that at the conscious level, that behavior, that pattern is so locked in because the part of your brain that picks up on those patterns, it's mainly subconscious. It's these small nuances. It's these patterns of behavior and reaction that it's picking up at the slightest subconscious level. So by the time that you notice that this seems to be a pattern, your brain has locked in that behavior and has paired it with your response, that emotional response. So if you're experiencing this emotional reactivity, you need to do something about it within 30 days. You cannot let things go past 30 days. If you've been experiencing this emotional reactivity for weeks or months, you really need to do something about it. What happens when you're in this emotional state is that you can't think logically. That emotional flooding, that reactivity actually cuts off the pathways to the logical, thinking, rational part of your brain, the part of your brain that if you could work out this conflict, that it would. But when you're emotional, you're experiencing emotional flooding. This is why we often shut down, or we just want to get the hell out of there. So those are gone in the way that you experience conflict. And I want to suggest that the way you experience conflict has less to do with your partner and more about your experience. And that's why if your partner doesn't want to go to couples therapy, that's okay, because you can use your own agency to do something about what you're experiencing, and hypnosis can help you. Because anything emotional is subconscious anyway, and hypnosis is going to connect you with the subconscious. And the subconscious has its own logic. It's got massive amounts of information to help you resolve what's really going on. It has all the answers right now to what you're experiencing in your relationship. So let me know if you have any questions, and we'll talk soon.